Hello, it's Vivian. Thank you for joining me here in my apartment. I wanted to do an update blog or update vlog on from the week of March 1st based on Zeina's progress. So when I talked to Zeina, she said that her long-term goal was journaling for 15 minutes a day, or like having quiet meditative time for 15 minutes a day every day of the week. And something that we talked about was her lack of confidence in that after this first week, because she had a lot of trouble with it. She kept kind of like putting off journaling and saying, oh, I'll do it later, and then at the end of the night saying that she was too tired or didn't really want to or something like that. So she ended up actually revising her long-term goal and making it instead 10 minutes of journaling or quiet meditative time for 10 minutes a day every other day. And she wanted to we talked a lot about how an important part of a goal is having it be something that you really feel you can actually attain. So she really wanted to make it so that her goal wasn't going to discourage her instead of encouraging her like it would if it wasn't as attainable. So something that she did as a facilitator to help her, one was talk to her friends. She was really well in contact with friends about what she was trying to do and taking cues from friends who really prioritize personal time and meditative time. And she also started carrying a journal around with her. But like I said, she would have it with her all day, and so she would have the opportunity to write, but a lot of the time she would put it off until the end of the day and then just not want to do it at night. She said her phone was a barrier also, because her phone is the first thing she uses in the morning and the last thing she uses at night, instead of replacing, and she hasn't replaced using her phone with writing in her journal instead yet. And she also said that studying has been a barrier for her. So studying, she thinks, gets in the way. But something that she decided when we were having our conversation was that maybe her mindfulness or journaling can be a really good study break for her actually instead. So what else? Barriers, facilitators. Oh, for her app, she's just been setting reminders on her phone. And she said that that's helpful because it's not that she necessarily sits down and meditates or has quiet, thoughtful time right at that moment. But if she needs to finish something up, at least it reminds her to take that time when she's done with the thing that she's taking care of at the moment. So we altered her long-term goal. In terms of her short-term goals, she wasn't necessarily very successful this week because she did keep putting things off, but she did achieve finding a way to use an app that worked for her, and setting those reminders, which is an accomplishment in and of itself. And then one thing we talked about in terms of motivation was that I found an article for her that talked about the benefits of, over numerous studies, the benefits of mindfulness during the day, on anxiety and depression and chronic illness. And we talked about how having those mindful moments based on this article could not increase but decrease stress and anxiety, which would be really helpful for her and would be really good and helpful for her studying. That'll make her more relaxed, less anxious, and help her study better and for better amounts of time and in better ways. So that's something that we also got to talking about. I think that something that I could do in the future to be better is to do check-ins maybe every couple of days. So that's something that maybe I'll talk about doing with her. But I also don't want to be overbearing or make her feel like it's something that she's forced to do, because that was also something that we talked about. She talked about making sure that she's doing it because she wants to do it and not doing it because she feels like she has to. We talked about how that felt kind of like forcing it, and she didn't want to force it. She wanted it to be natural and wanted it to be something that she did because she felt like it. So we talked about how it's important to, maybe if she's not reaching short-term goals or things like that, that could be okay, because she wants everything that she does with this journaling and mindfulness all to be genuine and not like it's just for the grade, which I thought was really great and really important. So I'm glad that I got to talk to Zeina about that, and I'm interested to see how other updates go.